Here is one of the greatest secrets I think you could ever learn. And it is so simple, it trips most people up. If you ever don't do on any given day what you set out to do, if you ever failed in any plan or goal or strategy that you set out for yourself, if you finish this day having not done the things that you put on your list to get done, here's the secret. Get right back to it as if you never faltered. Get right back to work, get right back to the plan, get right back to the agenda, get right back to the strategy as if you never faltered. Because what you think is that what you did was so severe, you need to punish yourself, right? Nobody is going to arrest you because you cheated on your diet. Nobody is going to throw you in jail just because you didn't go to the gym or didn't fulfill your obligation. Therefore, if you can get right back on as if you never fell off, then you can continue on as if you were keeping it the whole time. There's no reason for you to stop and become an enemy to yourself with guilt, self-condemnation, which turns into self-pity and the rest of it. Either way, it's only going to neutralize you. You're only going to become an enemy to yourself. You're only going to turn yourself into something worse than when you started, because there's a compounding effect to guilt, and it destroys our self-image. Your self-image is so important. As I've said before, I'm not trying to make people egotistical. I don't need you to overvalue yourself. You don't need to overvalue yourself. But that's not the common problem with most people. The common problem with most people is they undervalue themselves. The common problem with most people is a poor self-image. So they let people walk all over them. They let life walk all over them. They let circumstances and situations that they get themselves into walk all over them. That is a cheapening or a demeaning of your self-image. You've got to know that you are as capable as anybody else to do what it is you are wired to do, right? You may not be called to be some celebrity, some political leader, or some scientist or whatever. You're just called to do what you do, managing a warehouse or running a coffee shop, whatever it is you do. You have to be the very best that you can be. And the way that you do that is to be faithful to who you are. And what does that mean? That means cultivating that self-image. That means celebrating who you are, right? Again, not in an egotistical sense, but in a way that enhances you to become a greater asset to this world. Because when you fulfill the purpose that you're wired for, when you fulfill the calling that you're wired for, not only are you happier, but you make everybody else happier. You are not a pleasant person to be around if you keep failing in life. You're not a pleasant person to be around if you're an enemy to yourself. You're not a pleasant person to be around if you live, walk, and behave with a defeated self-image. Guilt and self-condemnation is when you become an enemy to yourself, when you fail in anything and you declare yourself a loser. But because nobody's going to come in and arrest you for failing on your diet, you are going to punish yourself because you feel like, hey, the punishment has to fit the crime, right? You feel it. We're wired that way. We're wired for justice and injustice. And if nobody's going to arrest us for failing on our diet, well, then we'll arrest ourselves. We'll punish ourselves and take ourselves out of the fight. Give it a week or two until we finally get over it, and then something else motivates us again, and we try back again, and then we fail again, and then we become an enemy to ourselves, guilt and condemnation, and we just have this vicious cycle of defeat. You have to stop this cycle of defeat. And the only way to do that, again, as I said, just get right back to it as if you never failed. As if you never failed, because nobody's going to judge you for it. Nobody's going to punish you for it. And there's no reason then for you to punish yourself. And there's no reason to feel guilty for it. You've not committed any crime. You haven't violated any major moral law. And the more you just keep getting back to it, the more you realize that all of this self-defeat, all of this guilt and self-condemnation really has no power over you, and you'll grow in your confidence and you'll make that much more progress. And we are always motivated by results. Remember that. You will always be motivated by results. So squeeze out of this day any results that you can get, and let the first one be the next thought in your mind that says, whatever it is, I can do it. And if I don't do it, I'm not going to become an enemy to myself, and I'm going to get right back at it as if I never faltered. Can you dig it? I hope you can. This is CJ the Metal Motivator. And remember, in whatever you do, don't suck metal up.